Here we have the scene of another gun violence, a murder of a young man cut down in his prime, a mother robbed of her son, father robbed of his son, and a sister robbed of her brother as well.
Billy and his killer had been in the flat together. There was no sign of a forced entry. Billy clearly knew his killer. Police know that the back door was open. The belief is that the killer used the back door as an escape route, and forensic teams have been poring over the flat for the whole day.
The graffiti and floral tributes commemorating these youngsters are depressingly similar to the memorials I've seen to victims of gang violence the world over. And they're a reminder of the sense of horror that greeted the murder of a 10-year-old boy 7 years ago.
People do want to see a memorial, a permanent memorial, but just not on their doorstep. They think in a far more appropriate place.
This could be described as graffiti, but this actually was done by a highly professional graffiti artist, one of the top artists in London, who waived his fee. And
Brian Parker is a friend of Billy's parents. They first saw the mural on the day of his funeral.
They think it's very, very good, and they think it's a fairly true likeness of Billy, and they were here for the funeral the day, and they quite like it, and they wouldn't like to see it just swept away. And certainly the children that organised it wouldn't like to see it just wiped away either.
Lambeth Council claims residents on the estate don't want a daily reminder of what happened to Billy, but the authority is prepared to allow a memorial to the teenager in a nearby park.
I believe that
people seem to stab like it because it's like a fashion, to like where they're not trying to kill you, but they might just stab to like have a street credibility, like, oh yeah, I stabbed this person.
It's not nice to be stabbed, yeah. I've stabbed and people have stabbed me, yeah. It's not nice, yeah. It hurts, yeah. You can't even feel it at first, you get me? Yeah, until the aftershock, and it's just mad, you get me? It's mad, serious. But you get what I'm saying? Guy gets stabbed, you stab people, it's like.
Where were you stabbed?
I was stabbed near the heart.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Show the thing.
Stabbed near the heart. Almost tried to kill me. Near the heart. See that? In a different area, you kind of feel a bit wary because you're not in an area that you're supposed to be from. So it's like you have to watch yourself, innit? You come out with your hood on, a hat low, because you know it's just not about, like, people are funny in this, like, when you're not from around the area, it's like, what's he doing around here? Why is he here?
In one scene in the DVD, a youth in a grey hooded top who's surrounded by around 7 other gang members boasts to the camera that he's busted Billy's head.
It is about a specific problem in a specific criminal culture. There's been a worrying rise in the number of young people involved in gangs.
The Prime Minister's assessment today of the spate of shootings on some of our streets. Events, he says, are not a metaphor for the state of Britain, but he concedes they show the need to tighten the law.
It's the murder of 3 teenage boys in the last fortnight, including 15-year-old Billy Cox in Clapham last week, that's brought this urgency, or as critics have put it, this knee-jerk response. Died of a gunshot wound. Today the police renewed their appeal for information. They say they're keen to hear from anyone in the area of Billy's house the afternoon he was shot. Scotland Yard say they're still not sure how many suspects there were or how they got to his house, and they say they're still keeping an open mind on the motive for his murder.
This rapper is touring schools, selling the message to 11 to 14-year-olds that violence is not the way.
You know, be sus. If you get into a situation, think about what you're going to do. Think about the consequences of your actions, and don't just listen to the voice that's screaming in your head, oh, I need to be respected and you dissed me and whatever else. You have to be able to get to a point where you can step back and go, you know what, over £20, this ain't worth it. I ain't going to lose my life over a pair of trainers.
But it's come too late for Billy Cox. Respect is being paid, but not in a way his friends and family would ever have wanted to see.
If you're like Billy, quiet, you'll get bullied because he won't fight back. He's just quiet, innit? He's just trying to make money, he's doing the wrong thing and that. Someone saw that it was easy and they came and shot him. They could have punched him up, they could have done anything else, but they shot him like a coward. No respect for that.
If he sold drugs, get me, he would have had something, and he never had anything. He weren't a gangster, he was in no gang whatsoever. In no gang whatsoever.
If he was in a gang or with other boys, it could be understanding why someone will come back to him, but he was very quiet and he wasn't with any other people, so that's why it's a bit iffy, like the story's not really matching.
He was a quiet little lad. He used to do badness like selling, probably even burglary and that. That's about it.
Was he involved in drugs?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I don't know what sort of drugs, but everyone is around there.
Police are now hunting the killer or killers of the boy, known on the streets as Remmer. They've been trying to garner information, hoping the family's appeal for people to speak to the police will bring results. Specialist teams have continued to examine the murder scene.
I had an argument with a kid, innit?
Maurice Brown has experienced gang violence. He has the scars to prove it. Stabbed 8 times, he says, in an incident in Leicester when he confronted a 16-year-old about selling drugs.
I had a fight with 5 people and that, and they rushed me. I had to jump out the window. I had to fight back. Lucky that I got away. Otherwise, I'd been dead now.
People just saw him as a victim. Get me? Cowards. They just jumped on the bandwagon and wanted to hate him for no reason. Get me? He weren't the strongest. You know what I'm saying? For what? Get me? What can you rob off Billy? Like, you know, people
say he was a drug dealer. Like,
get me? We had more money than him. When we go shopping, we will be the ones with more money. Get me? How's that?
He didn't have nothing to show for it. He did.
How's that?
This is Billy's best friend. Reese and Mohammed knew Billy nearly all his life, and his murder has left them in deep shock.
I didn't even want to go to my house. I went to my house, you know. Didn't want to see my sister in hospital, you know. Didn't want to speak to my mum. Didn't want to speak to no one. Get me? I just wanted to be with Reese.
The kind of person everyone wants as a friend. Like, he would have done anything for me. I would have done anything for him. His friends, proper friends. He was my best friend.
Billy's close friends have told me that he hung around in a tight-knit group. He didn't have a lot of close friends, but he did have a lot of enemies who picked on him because he was half white, half Thai. He looked different and he didn't fit in. On Billy's estate, they're desperate for solutions, but many people feel they've heard promises before and been let down over and over again. Glenn Goodman, London Tonight, Clapham.
Please, come to police. Forget that, man. For my husband go for well, you know. My husband go now, but he's not happy with that. If police catch that man, so okay. I think he really happy in that, and don't worry, nothing.
Police were given the name of a young man and arrested him on suspicion of murder not long after Billy was killed, but he was released for lack of evidence. He's since been rearrested and charged with the possession of a firearm in a separate incident. Police are now hoping that 1 or 2 of the people who know who killed Billy will come forward and give them evidence. There's a £20,000 reward for that information. Marcus Powell, London Tonight, Clapham.
Joanna Harrison told us Billy had been violently bullied in the weeks leading up to the killing. The windows in the flat had been smashed and Billy had been attacked with bottles and a hammer.
He was peaceful, but he had a real bubbly side to him, and it really generated through. Good-looking boy as well, you know, and lots of girls and boys loved him. You know, a couple of days ago my daughter was only talking to him, you know, so it's a shock.
Every evening, the teenagers who live on this estate come and congregate in this square just a few yards from Billy Cox's flat. And they're easy prey for the gangs of drug dealers who are often seen hanging around here. Now you can see this whole estate is visibly run down, and some local residents have told me that that's one of the factors that they feel contributes to these criminal gangs feeling that they can come here and act with impunity.
I chase them off. We can't get, there's no police, then I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll go down and tackle a lot of them down there and sort them out and drive them off the estate. I'm not frightened. I've been shot by drug dealers before outside my flat here, really. So I'm not bothered. I live here and I'm not. I take the attitude, and the tenants and residents should take the same attitude. We're not going to put up.